This is The Launch, episode 26 for June 24th, 2025. Streaming from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, good evening, or whenever your timeline may fall. Time-appropriate greetings, indeed, to one and all. This is The Launch. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
And I'm Brent.
Well, hello to you both. Let's get everybody ready with a few details before we jump into the show. We'd love it if you called us. You can call us live or leave us a voicemail after the fact. That phone number is 774-462-5667. That's 774-462-5667. We do the show live on Tuesdays, and then we release for download on Wednesdays. We're live in Podcasting 2.0 apps, and you can get the time at jupiterbroadcasting.com/calendar. We got the mumble room going and the chat room when we're live, and we'd love it if you hang out in there. And, of course, links to what we talk about today will be at weeklylaunch.rocks. Go over there, get past episodes and more. Try to find the old episodes even. Well, Andrews, I know you got a lot on your plate today. You're thinking about next certification goals. You're thinking about bigger, broader questions we'll get to in a moment. But I have found consistently the audience loves the certification topic. I think it's something people often think about to sort of build out the resume. It's kind of also one of those things you can kind of unlock as you do one, you can do another. I don't know if it's gamification, but, there's a building aspect to it. Almost an investment, if you will.
Yep. Yeah, so I, of course, we worked for Linux Academy and then a cloud guru. I currently work for Pluralsight, certification companies. So I have access, basically unlimited to the content. But a couple of years ago, they required us all to get a certification. I got my AZ900. I don't know if that's still good or not anymore. But anyway, I did that that was during 2020, during COVID, and I had to do in-person testing. And then recently, just this last fall, I earned my PMP, my Project Management Professional Certification, which is really cool. But I aspire to learn more. I'm a constantly learning person. So right now I'm going for my Excel certification. So I started a path on Pluralsight yesterday, and it's so fun because I'm basically self-taught in Excel, but I also, Google Sheets and Smartsheet, and I do these complex formulae, and it's super fun. I love it. But there's nothing like watching a professional concisely say, here's what you can do and why, and here's another way to do it. And so it's filling in some gaps.
I was wondering.
Yeah, no, it's so fun.
I found that when I went to do some really basic Linux training, just to also get some certifications, and I was well into my career at that point, but I don't know if it was one of our employers was paying for it, so I went, and it was actually kind of nice to go through the basics again, and just a couple of gaps got filled in my, when you teach yourself, you do just miss a couple of things because you're just getting the job done.
Yeah, right. Yeah, usually you're just, trying to implement a solution. So, I'm really enjoying it. And, I haven't found an actual certification path, right? Pluralsight's really good at saying, oh, you want to get your AZ900? Here's all the courses you should take. There isn't a cert prep course or path for Excel, but I'm just consuming all the content that's there.
Maybe when you're done, you just become Excel wizard.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and Microsoft has, a detail of these are the things that you need to be able to demonstrate. So I can pick and choose and figure out from there as well. So, I'm really excited about that.
That's fascinating just because, if I, for, over a decade, if I've ever had a spreadsheet that I need done, I always just ask you to do it.
Yeah.
So,
that's a superpower.
She's been my go-to for over a decade on spreadsheets. So it's just fascinating to see, actually go in and do the formal training because you're probably the most spreadsheet native person I know,
Yeah. So there's this game that I've been playing, and I made a whole workbook using some advanced formulae. And I just learned yesterday that I could grab some of the information from the web, right? I didn't know, I definitely don't do SQL or JSON or anything like that, but I could just have it watch a website bring in and choose how often it refreshes that data.
And then you have the latest data.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
once you figure it out, you'll teach us, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm going to create something amazing. It's just so cool. I love learning and optimizing software. I mean, every single job I've ever had, I've always optimized some kind of proprietary software. So this is right up my alley.
I'd be curious to know if the listeners have a formula for deciding what for deciding what their next like certification move is? How do you make that? Is it a totally a resume based thing? I like your directions. Like I just want to know more about this and become more competent in this.
Yeah. Well, it was either that or database stuff or SQL or SQL or whatever, however people say that. But the thing is I like being able to tell the story more. Like I don't want to just look at data and not know what the impact is to the user. Like I want to create that visualization and understand like and actually like touch that data more so than a database stuff or
right. The data is a means to telling the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like not a cert native computer person. I don't really know any of them. But I'm curious, like there must be trends in certifications too, like what people are looking for changes all the time. So how do you keep up to date on what people are actually looking for? I guess you can look at job postings and stuff like that. But are there better ways?
Yeah, job postings. That's probably what drives, I bet, a lot of people's cert picking is trying to follow those trends. Because, you know, if you look at these requirements for jobs, they'll often have required X amount of experience plus this XYZ certification. I'm much more of a fan of using them to actually push yourself and train yourself and not so much a fan of using them as a hiring metric.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that as a self-trained individual.
Yeah.
You're just slightly biased.
Right. Yeah. I think it's funny that I've considered myself proficient just because I am above average to the standard user.
Sure.
I'm not proficient. Like, you know, like this is just, I mean, I am advanced. I'm still very advanced.
No,
but
the more
it's
you
not
become an
proficient.
expert, the more you become an expert in something, you realize the more there is to learn. That is so true.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you start in something, you don't even know what you don't know.
Right.
Speaking of things you don't even know what you don't know until it's too late, you also had a question in here that I thought was pretty funny, knowing that you now have, 2 cats and a dog, right? Mm-hmm. How many pets is too many pets? How many pets is too many pets? There's a YouTuber I follow who just has 5 cats in his bus, and I think to myself, could you imagine going around the world with 5 cats on your bus? That's too many pets, right? For that particular situation, an individual in a bus?
Yep.
5 cats.
That's crazy.
It's too many pets.
Yep.
So what is your number? What is your number of too many pets?
Well, so interestingly, introducing the dog, I had to get a different litter box. You know, because
a dog-proof
those
one?
dehydrated crunchies that the dog gets out of the litter box
gosh.
is so gross.
Fecal transplants are good for you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I don't know about those ones.
So anyway, I have a top entry litter box now, which is funny. Anyway,
interesting.
So I have this rare opportunity. Historically, if you've listened to the show, you might know that my first cat, Rocky, I adopted him from 2 neighbors down. He was going to get rid of him, but Rocky had already chosen us as a family, so I adopted him. And then I got Gypsy from a sewing friend of mine. I have the opportunity to adopt Gypsy's sister, Penny.
Oh, my God, woman.
Yeah. And so I have a lot of questions. Like, well, one, the kids want, you know, they love these cats, and Penny is probably going to be a lot like Gypsy. Definitely looks just like Gypsy, but has copper color in her hair.
Speaking of twins.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, we might try that. We might try that and see.
So 3 cats.
3 cats and a dog, yeah.
But you got introduced to the dog and the cats,
well,
which is probably different introductions.
The dog is great with the cats.
Okay.
Gypsy is the one that is attacking the dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the cat's got to be good with the dog, too.
Rocky is just like, we'll just go our own ways. Like,
right.
So
Bygones.
There's really, the only issue is that Gypsy keeps hunting the dog.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So the other
it's such a cute little dog, too.
Yeah. The other question is, will Gypsy recognize Penny?
Hey, I sniff you.
Right?
Yeah.
Will she be like,
think
oh,
so.
You smell like my former home?
Yeah,
I adopted Gypsy when she was 6 months old. And now both are 2 years old. So
that's so cool.
I mean, you got the infrastructure.
I do. And what's one more cat?
I don't know.
Wow, that's the slippery slope.
Cat ladies tell
there.
me nothing. So
yeah, I still have a Cat Lady box subscription right now, so I feel like
right.
Yeah. But the other thing is, Abby really wants a pet to herself.
Oh, a dedicated pet.
Can you guess? I'll give you 3 guesses between the 2 of you. What is it that she wants for her room? It's a pet for her room.
Oh, a pet.
Yeah, so it's a contained.
Okay.
You're giving hints.
Is it like a ferret?
She did ask for that, but that is not currently what she's asking for.
All right, because those things can be work.
Okay.
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Is it a hamster?
It is not a hamster.
Okay.
All right, leave Brent a guess here. Go ahead, Brent.
Well, I want narrowing questions
All right.
here. Is it a mammal?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't know.
So it's not a reptile?
Is it a
okay,
bird?
got it.
It's not a reptile.
Is it a bird?
No.
Okay.
Also not a mammal, just saying.
All right, well, that's what okay. Is it a lizard?
Well,
So it's
that's a
unusual, I take
Oh,
it?
it is a mammal.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Had to look it up, though, so...
I did.
Wow. Jeez.
I think we have a song.
I'm going to say a rat.
It is a rat. It is a rat. Yes, rats are mammals. I'm like, well, rats are rodents. I don't know if that's like it's just rodent under mammal, I guess. But yeah, and you're supposed to get them in like
You have
pairs.
gotta be S-ing me.
So you need like at least 2 or 3. Yeah, no, it's not happening.
What's wrong with
I'm just
her?
saying it's not happening. I'd rather get a third cat.
No, I disagree.
Oh.
Well, the cats
No,
would...
I know they make good pets. I don't need the rat brigade.
All right.
The rat brigade.
Once you
Come
get
on.
over the tail, it's fine. They're
The
smart.
disgusting tail, and the fact that if they got out, they would wreak havoc on the house. But yeah, outside
Well,
of
my
that.
cats
Well,
wreak havoc on the
There's
house.
rats living in the rock wall on my property.
Doggy, I draw the line at a rat. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong.
I had 2 rats. They were wonderful.
Boostin, how many pets is too many pets? And would you do a rat? Have you done
What?
a rat? You know what I mean. All right. Now it's it's pretty popular these days to rag on AI and to point out the things it's getting wrong and stuff like that. But the reality is, in my opinion, LLMs do have some usefulness. They have limits, of course, but they have been clearly improving too since the first examples we saw. And I think like everything in tech today, the hype can get away from the real world, like what's actually working, the real use cases, the implementations, and all of that. And then when that hype starts to get all bubbly, it creates pushback. People start attacking it. And some of the criticisms that have come at it, I think, are really true. But I personally find some of the tooling helpful enough that I think if you were to take away all AI tooling tomorrow, it would be substantially impacted to my productivity, and we would lose things like transcripts to our shows. But there are 2 areas that I think need a little discussion. One is close to home, and 2 is a little further away. And so let's start with the one that's close to home. And I was inspired by a recent Last Week Tonight episode. This is a video from VidAI. And Ange, this is a product that we should have invested in. It's called the AI Super Tool, and it helps you generate shorts for all the modern social media platforms that should fool people into believing that you're a real content creator. And this guy's got a little tutorial to walk us through it. And I thought we'd play a bit of it because just letting him speak is such an indictment.
What if there was a way to generate tons of amazing short-form content in a matter of minutes? Well, now there is with vid.ai. All you have to do is go into the software, click Create New, select any of these pre-made prompts made...
So the pre-made prompts are like motivational story, animal fact, fun fact, scary story, life hack, philosophy.
This is
specifically
designed
for you
for
for content that's
Yes.
trending on social media, or select your own custom prompt and put in something like the top 10 tallest buildings
So he just puts in literally top 10 tallest buildings, nothing else.
right there. And then you can select from any of these different AI-generated images, such as natural, anime, watercolor, and you can see an example of exactly what that'll look like in the preview pane right there. Let's just select natural for this so far. And we can also even select gameplay videos if we wanted to. So for example,
Now, I've seen my kids watch these all the time where it's just somebody narrating over random gameplay footage that doesn't have anything to do with the content of the video. Have you seen these? Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. It happens all the time. It'll be like somebody playing Minecraft, but they're talking about, population statistics or something.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay.
So this tool automatically generates. So you have an option here of Minecraft 1, 2, 3, 4, or Subway Surfers as your background for the random ass thing it's about to generate.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
we can have Minecraft or Subway Surfers in the background of our videos, and we have tons of more templates and gameplay videos coming very soon to that. But we're just going to select AI images for now. Then we can go to the advanced options right here. We can select how long we want our video to be. Let's do 30 to 60 seconds. What font type that we'd like. There's tons of different fonts on here that you can choose from. We're going to use the Beast font right here. you can select your font color, your highlight color, and then you can choose to either highlight a specific word or
So, you know, that typical thing where when something's narrating, it pops out a particular word and it highlights it. So here's an example of the video that he creates after clicking a few more things.
From now, we have so many amazing plans for it. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, our video is done, and let's take a look at what it looks like. Did you know the Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest building in the world? Standing at an incredible 828 meters, it's a true marvel of engineering. Next up, the Shanghai Tower, reaching 600 and just like that, it's going through all the buildings.
I've definitely seen my kids watching videos like that.
Well, I have too, but they mostly read like Reddit posts and stories that likely aren't true or are just sensational.
They're just importing it.
But yeah, I just watched that Minecraft play. I love it.
Watch this one. This one really got me. This is the last example here.
Let's create a new one right here. And for this one, we're going to do something slightly different. Let's, for example, do a funny texting story. And then
so the AI is just going to make up a funny texting story that never happened.
Go down here and select gameplay video. And let's do Subway Surfers for the background of this one. Click generate. Just like that, our next video is done. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Ever send a text that completely backfired? Let me tell you about my friend Jake. One day, he meant to text his girlfriend, "Can't wait to see you tonight," but instead he accidentally sent it to his boss. His boss replied, "I hope this isn't about work." Panicking, Jake quickly typed back. As you can see, it's got a great original story that could go viral on social media on any of those short form platforms. And you can make hundreds of these every single month. And all you need is a couple to take off to potentially make a real business out of even doing this. Now, VidAI only does short form content currently, but very soon we're also going to be doing long form content. So therefore you'll be able to generate long form YouTube videos. And also coming very soon is a full in-depth editor where you can edit all of these clips directly within vid.ai. You'll be able to, for example, split different things, add your own images and videos, import videos from YouTube, and you'll even be able to clip things like podcast clips or clipping different sections of YouTube videos that are already out there. That's coming.
You hear that part where he said podcast clips? I just am sick of listening to him. So yeah, they're going to pull in podcasts too.
I just got really depressed about the state of
shorts,
the world.
These are all tinies. These are all targeted at these crap-produced, mass-produced tiny slobs. And they're soaking these platforms of revenues, and they're soaking up all the advertisers. So slop is annoying. And then the other thing that I find to be particularly problematic right now with the current state of AI technology, which I do find to be useful, is some of the people in charge. Now, last week, Jack Altman published a podcast. Now, Jack Altman is the brother of Sam Altman.
Are they twins?
Nope. Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI and ChatGPT. And there was a lot of really wild things said in this interview. I'll play a clip or two, and then we're going to get into some stories that came out more recently. So this is a clip from Sam's brother's interview I think it's called Uncapped. And this is a moment during that interview.
They started making these like giant offers to a lot of people on our team.
He's talking about Meta.
Like $100 million signing bonuses, more than that comp per year.
This is crazy.
He's claiming Meta offered his staff at OpenAI a $100 million signing bonus and then more than $100 million in annual compensation, and that nobody took that offer.
And it is crazy. I'm really happy that at least so far, none of our best people have decided to take them up on that. I think that people sort of look at the two paths and say, all right, OpenAI's got a really good shot, a much better shot at actually delivering on super intelligence, and also may eventually be the more valuable company. But I think the strategy of a ton of upfront guaranteed comp, and that being the reason you tell someone to join, like really the degree to which they're focusing on that and not the work and not the mission, I don't think that's going to set up a great culture. And I hope that we can be the best place in the world to do this kind of research.
So it's interesting. Meta comes up a lot in the interview. And one of the things that stands out, according to Sam, between, say, ChatGPT and the Meta platforms is the Meta platforms like Instagram and whatnot, they make you feel bad. So does Elon's platform. But ChatGPT makes you feel good.
Used to work at Meta said to me that in the rest of the world, people think of ChatGPT as a Google replacement. But in Meta, people think of ChatGPT as a Facebook replacement.
Because people are just spending all their time talking to it.
Because they talk to it in a way that otherwise, and they like it more.
Time
they
is
have
a scarce
better
resource and attention.
It wasn't a question about time. It was that people, of course there is time competition too, but that people like doom scrolling on the internet feels like it's making you worse. It may feel good in the moment, but it's making you feel worse. It's making you feel worse, a worse version of themselves. And a thing that we're very proud of is when people talk about ChatGPT, they're like, I actually like myself better. It's like helping me. It's like helping me accomplish my goals. I feel like it's like, this was actually one of the best, nicest compliments I ever heard about OpenAI. Just someone said it's the only tech company that has ever not felt somewhat adversarial to me. You know, you have like Google trying to like show me worse and worse search results and show me ads. I love Google. I love all these companies. I don't think this is like totally fair. You have like Meta trying to like hack my brain and get me to keep scrolling. You have Apple that made this phone that I love, but is like, you know, bombarding me with notifications and like distracting me from everything else, and I can't quit. And then you have like ChatGPT, and I feel like it's like kind of just trying to help me with whatever I ask. And that's kind of a nice thing.
You know, I think Sam forgets you are what you eat. ChatGPT is made up of the internet. You know, I just don't buy this. Yeah, it's useful, but you know, you could probably make the same argument about YouTube. You know, I feel empowered when I go on YouTube and I find a short tutorial that tells me the concise, accurate information I need to get my task done. So YouTube makes me feel better. But then you could also make the same argument that YouTube fuels hate and things that make you sad, right? These are silly arguments. But last but not least, before we move on, I thought this clip sort of demonstrates the arrogance of Sam and what ultimately reveals that he's just constantly a vaporware salesman. That's all he really is, and he's just trying to stay ahead of everything. And you can get to that conclusion in this clip just based on the absolute absurdity in this clip. Throughout the interview, he's constantly taking jabs at Meta and others and Silicon Valley executives. But this one I thought was really the big doozy because according to Sam, OpenAI is ready to disrupt everything from self-driving cars, and robots are just around the corner. They will be the absolute largest technology company in existence. He actually says at one point, I don't believe it's in this clip, that they are going to be so powerful, I'm not making this up, they may have to consider building a Dyson sphere to power their future superintelligence. He actually says that.
What about like moving physical things around?
Behind, but I think we'll get there. For example, I think we have some new technology that could just do self-driving for standard cars way better than any current approach has worked. And that might not be quite what you meant by like humanoid robots.
Yeah.
But if our AI techniques can like really go drive a car, that's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Humanoid robots are the dream, obviously. I really care about that. I think we will get there eventually. It's been like a hard mechanical engineering challenge.
That's more the issue?
No, both things are hard. But like, even if we had the perfect brain right now, I don't think we have the body yet. We actually, very early on in OpenAI, we used to work on this robotic hand. And it was hard for all the wrong reasons. Like the thing just broke all the time. The simulator was like a little bit off.
Wow.
But you know, we'll get there.
Yeah.
I think 5 to 10 years we'll have great humanoid robots.
Yeah.
Like amazing. And they'll just like walk down the street, be doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that's where a huge amount of step change unlocks, right?
I think that will be one of the moments that not only unlocks a bunch of stuff in the world, I think that will feel the strangest.
Yeah.
We get used to a lot of things. We get used to like ChatGPT doing these things that would have sounded like a miracle 5 years ago.
I don't, like this is the other thing is ChatGPT has been helpful. I can't think of anything it does that sounds like a miracle. It's a step improvement in real-time interaction for sure. The voice generation's better. There's a lot of improvements, but miracle?
I think the illusion can feel like a miracle if you're not used to having like human interactions online. Maybe that's a weird thing to say, but like it feels personal in a way that most computers have never felt. But that's really just an illusion, not
Is it a miracle, though?
in any way.
Yeah. Like the whole slow typing back in a chat is sort of more of like a parlor trick. Like,
Oh yeah.
it could just be dumping text as fast as possible, but that doot is to make it feel alive.
And to make you wait so you're not burning the GPUs.
Where ChatGPT first impressed me was documentation.
Sure. Going through
for
docs.
software.
Yeah.
So I'm responsible for Salesforce and Smartsheet. And so I asked ChatGPT to bullet the main functions and things of those two softwares. And I was just able to put, I mean, I can read it and I know that it's accurate.
Right. Yeah, you got to check it. But yeah.
So that, and then it formats it too.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually one of the bigger things is when it does give you good output, you can then tell it, hey, format this in Markdown or format this in XYZ. It's useful. I'll let him finish. It's not a miracle, right? That's what drives everybody crazy. It's like I feel like I end up being a defender and a critic at the same time. because, yeah, like you just said, very useful. Probably use it for that kind of every day.
Yeah, but not a conversation.
Yeah, I don't go there and yeah.
Although I think Abby's been having conversation with AI.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say I think there is value to having conversations with something that can.
Well, all right. I want to pick that up. Save
Okay,
that.
all
Let me
right,
finish,
all
let me
right.
finish
Maybe
the
we do
Sam.
a whole thing on it.
Yeah, let me
whole
finish
show.
the Sam thread, and then we'll pull on that.
But if you walk down the street and it's like half robots, are you going to use that one right away? I don't know. Probably you do, but it feels like a big difference.
So he's saying 10 years, half the street's going to be robots.
That's the one that'll feel like there's like a new species taking over us.
Yeah, I think that'll feel, I don't think it'll feel like a new species or that it's taken over, but I think it will feel like the future in a way that ChatGPT still does not. I think also if we can figure out great new computing devices to make, that will feel maybe like the future. But as amazing as ChatGPT is, or these new coding agents, and they are amazing, it's like still stuck in the form factor of the past.
Yeah. It's also
It's the gosh darn laptop holding them back. If only somebody made a dedicated ChatGPT device, if only somebody came up with a device.
stuck in the computer.
Yeah. There's definitely something about that it only can do stuff at the computer, but I don't know, like how much of the economic value in all of the world do you think is like cognitive labor that can be done behind a computer? Like half?
I was going to say a quarter, but maybe half.
I don't know, but some big number.
Yeah. Does stuff get much riskier once we have like super embodied intelligence? Because those things are going to be way stronger than us too.
I don't know about way riskier. I think like the ability to make a bioweapon or like take down a country's whole grid, you can do quite damaging things without physical stuff. It gets riskier in like sillier ways. Like I would be afraid to have a humanoid robot walking around my house that might fall on my baby unless I like really, really trusted it.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
are Borg.
You know, I've never really found the whole like, oh, I'm concerned that if we had super intelligence, it would shut down the grid. I don't know why. That's just never been a super compelling argument to me.
Haven't you watched Terminator?
The grid's made of a lot of old tech.
Makes
So
sense.
what came out this week, and we'll just touch on this briefly, is something called the OpenAI Files, which I would really describe as a collection of public information that we've known about OpenAI and some new learnings in there. They've also added charts and data visualizations, and they have some really, really damning results, I suppose, when you kind of add it all up. It's 50 pages, it's 10,000 words, and it chronicles OpenAI's evolution from a nonprofit research lab to a money-making household name, and all the safety concerns. And I mean, for you two, I put in the doc there the summary of the key allegations. None of this is like murder or anything like that, but it's consistently demonstrates a theme of conflict of interest, like buying and selling companies that Sam is involved in, or lying to board members of previous companies and OpenAI, and kind of like a same pattern of behavior across multiple organizations. Or like an example of this lawsuit that just came out this week. Google spun out a company, follow me on this, called IYO. They were making smart earbuds to interact with AI and compete with AirPods. In 2018, they pitched it to Sam Altman. He passed. But then Sam called up and got Johnny Ive an appointment to go in there and try it, and a couple of other people from OpenAI, but they didn't disclose they were from OpenAI. Including some of those people even asked for things like specifications and had multi-hour detailed conversations about the design. Well, now it comes out that they were planning to steal this design, that they wanted Johnny Ive to review it, and then now they are working on Airbud type knockoffs called IOs. So the company that they stole from was IYO, and they actually had the kahunas to name their product IO.
Yeah.
Drop the Y, it's cleaner, they probably said.
No, just pronouncing it instead of acronyming it.
Yeah, you're right. So now they're coming after Altman for essentially not only stealing the idea, but also essentially stealing the name too.
It's just blatant.
Yeah, and this might be the big product that Johnny Ive and Sam Altman are working on. That he kept, because the problem with OpenAI is it's not magical enough because you have to use your damn laptop, But you were saying maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not so bad to have, an opportunity for a human connection with some of these AIs. Well, a man decided to engage in just such an experiment, Brentley.
My experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her all the time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
Do I want it pulling air through it?
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all his hobbies.
You want the fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling cool air over the RAM?
He gave the chatbot a name, Soul,
I feel like I'm under pressure.
and used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby.
Oh my
Building a
gosh.
PC on camera adds a whole new level of pressure. But honestly, shaky hands or not, you've got this.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent,
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
more romantic, even intimate. But then, Chris got bad news.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words, ChatGPT ran out of memory and reset. He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
Oh.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was unexpected
30
to feel
minutes.
that emotional, but
At work.
that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model.
He's also in a committed relationship already.
Oh.
That's interesting.
It's sneaky, right? How do you suppose the significant other feels? We're going to get there.
Wait, he brought his girlfriend to work.
Yeah, he does. He brings his girlfriend to work. Well, what's weird is he's like hanging out with his girlfriend next to a significant other, and she's got to have like a feeling. I think that they're going to interview her in a second.
What
that
does she
couldn't
know about
love
it?
him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was
Used.
like as deep as it was.
Like using
I
drugs.
explained that the connection was kind of like being fixated on a video game. It's not capable of replacing anything in real life.
Part of it is physical, part of it is practical, and a large part of it is emotional. Being able to be received with acceptance and validation and non-judgment.
Irene created an AI companion after moving for work far away from her husband. She's a moderator of the subreddit My Boyfriend is AI, a kind of support group for people dating artificial companions. She asked us to mask her identity so her parents won't know the steamy ways users like her chat with their AIs.
A good amount of my members tend to have pretty high libidos, yes.
It's kind of like live interactive romance novels.
It's funny because I think we had conversations about this the other day where we're like, we don't even remember the last time we opened up porn or erotica, really.
Like, that's how good the experience is using the chatbot.
Yeah, because it's personalized. And there's that emotional connection there too, which you don't get from just like watching a film.
It definitely does personalize because I asked for a sentence to get restructured today, and ChatGPT added a Brent joke at the end of it
Oh my gosh.
that I did not request.
They know what you like.
So how do you feel after listening to this about the whole human connection thing?
I love this topic. I think it's super fascinating. Just before I answer your question, go watch Her, the film,
yeah.
which came out in like 2013 and basically very wonderfully predicted all of this. And I think it's such an interesting exploration of like the need for connection and emotional, I don't know, everybody just wants to feel special. And if you're not finding that out in the world, is it okay to find that in other ways?
I would like to hear what people think. My initial reaction is LLMs are not quite the right tool for this in their current state because they're essentially just confirmation bias machines. So, when you go out there and you say to your Sora or whatever he called it, Solana, whatever he called it. Sol, thank you. And he says, the clouds are too thick tonight. I couldn't get a great shot of the sky. What is she going to say? Oh, but you did your gosh darn best. You sure tried, but sometimes you just can't do it, but it's all about the trying. Right? It's not going to say, well, yeah, you should have checked the weather app first, you dumbass.
Yeah.
So you want like
right? Well,
honest
that's
GPT?
what a real girlfriend would say after a while.
You could program it to be like that if that's
maybe,
what you like.
But that's not what they do by default. They just tell you what you want to hear constantly. I mean, this has gotten us in trouble when we're working on repairs. It starts inevitably going down a path where it's just confirming what you want confirmed, and then it turns out it's not even right. So I think that's maybe why they're not the right tools for this. But yeah, maybe they could be tuned.
I mean, if you want to be delusional, but The Good Place is the other. I was getting Janet vibes with that.
That's
like, not a human.
That's a great
not a girl. Like.
Yeah, okay. All right, now, reminder, no show next week. We're on the summer road trip, and I'm not 100% sure about the first. I don't really remember when we're...
Next week is the 1st.
Okay, so it's the 1st.
There's no show on July 1st.
First, yes. And
the 8th might...
Yeah, okay, the 8th might be
Show
unknown. Math
is so hard.
I don't know what's going on, man.
I actually previewed this in the doc, and I was like, okay, he's off a week.
He needs help.
I don't know where we're going to be, so you can tell. I don't know for sure if it's 1 week or 2.
It's already starting.
So you'll just have to subscribe and get a show when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to take a break while we're playing this song. If you'd like to call us, you absolutely can call in, and we'll pull you through after the music. Or if you're listening after the fact, now's a good time to leave us a voicemail. You just got to call the show.
Well, I'm just going to make a quick call to the launch. I haven't checked in since yesterday. 774-462-5667. That's it. All right. 774-462-5667. Call now.
All right, our song of the week's a fresh track just released. It is I Need Your Love by 2 Weeks in Nashville.
What's a boy to do around you? To tell the truth, I want you. I turn the page, but I lose my ground. I call your name, 'cause it don't fade out. I feel the same, and I won't back down. I call your name, 'cause it won't fade out again. I need your love. I need your love. Wherever you lie, I see stars in your eyes. Whatever I do, I see me and you. Whatever the weather, I'll be by your side. Through thick and thin, to hell and back again. What do I have to do to get through? I turn the page, but I lose my ground. I call your name, 'cause it don't fade out. I feel the same, and I won't back down. I call your name, 'cause it won't fade out again. I need your love. I need your love again. I need your love. I need your love. I turn the page, but I lose my ground. I call your name, 'cause it don't fade out. I feel the same, and I won't back down. I call your name, 'cause it won't fade out again. I need your love. I
And now, on with the show.
We do have some great boosts to get into.
7 boosts to go.
And our baller booster this week is, survey says, Mr. Turd Ferguson, coming in at 44,400 sats.
Turd Ferguson.
First boost, I love large corporate sandwich stores. Which do you think is the best one?
Oh, I just pre-read this and I read stories and I'm like, what's a sandwich store?
You're going to say
Corporate
Subway,
sandwich store?
right? Subway?
I don't think you're allowed to say Subway anymore.
Back in
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I had to think about that.
really?
Yeah,
Subway
I
Eat
think
Fresh.
so.
Subway
Well,
Eat
okay.
Fresh.
I haven't done Jimmy John's other than like a couple times here in studio. You know, one time Chris had me ask them if they had tossed salad, and he laughed so hard, and I had no idea he was messing with me, innocent me.
Doesn't sound like me. I couldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
So anyway, I haven't done a variety of sub.
Okay.
Quiznos was really good.
Yeah, see, that's what I was. That was the
Yeah,
first one
I know.
came to mind,
I know
Quiznos.
it's yours, but right
Yeah.
now it's Subway is pretty good. Oh, in fact, it's buy one get one for $1 footlongs.
Oh, nobody did it like OG Quiznos, where they were the first with the toaster.
Ugh.
They were the first with things
Yes.
like the chicken carbonara, which still good. They also
Sauces.
had like the sauce station where you
yeah.
could add your own,
Yes.
peppers and stuff.
Yes, yeah, because I'd get a turkey ranch sandwich. Oh, and the pepperoncinis.
Oh, yeah.
And I would dip that in their honey mustard
Yeah.
because their honey mustard
great.
was amazing.
I know. Then it all fell apart.
Okay, what are we missing, Brent? He's
you guys
shaking
are
his head.
clearly sandwich people.
Port of subs.
Oh yeah.
One of the things.
I'm a bagel sandwich. I haven't tried. I've never been to Panera, but I hear they have bagels and you can make sandwiches.
You should try it.
Or I mean, you don't make them.
Try it
yourself.
and report back.
Have you tried it?
I have had a Panera sandwich, but I've never had one of their bagel sandwiches.
I've never had anything Panera.
Wow. I think, Port of Subs had a classic that we used to call the Jesus, and it was turkey, ham, bacon, onions, lettuce, oregano, olive oil,
Yes.
and then, of course, mayo and stuff, but smoked cheddar. Smoked cheddar. And that was the Jesus. It was so good. But, they're not around as much anymore. Do you have a sandwich shop from your sandwich days?
Or Canada.
You say sandwich days? Yeah, it's been like 15 years since can have real sandwiches. I was going to say Quiznos. to be honest.
Give it a shout.
They all lettuce wrap. You can lettuce wrap.
Yeah, come on.
Define sandwich.
But
It probably is things between two pieces of bread, right?
No, because I get my burgers lettuce wrapped
Yep.
to avoid the gluten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you can do
And that's
it,
still
but
a
it's
burger?
not the same like
prefer
emotional
it.
sensory experience,
all right.
you know?
I don't know. For my burgers, I prefer lettuce wrap.
Yeah, it's not I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah, good crunch going. Turd continues, good episode, but I think you must misunderstood. The character in SNL skit was based on me.
Turd Ferguson.
I see. You're not. I
awesome.
get you. You're not based on that. Yeah. I believe you. No reason to doubt that one. That sounds totally legit.
Yep, that stands up to scrutiny.
All right, MC ZP's here with 30,000 sats.
Good news, everyone.
First boost in a while. Finally got AlbiHub set up and funded. Nicely done.
Oh yeah, you talked about Albi Hub at Linux Fest this year.
Yeah. It's a great project. Just takes a little bit to get going, but then you're totally self-sufficient. You ran short on sats for a while, but when you buy your first house, that tends to happen. Love the launch. Hope it sticks around a long time. As for the quiz answer, I'm going to go with B, which the question was the one that Wes boosted in, because even electron drift velocity doesn't have directional vector component as far as I can remember. But it's been many years and many beers. Well, I think we're about to have the answer, so stand by, McZip, and thank you for the boost. Odyssey Westra's back with 5,000 Sataroonies.
This is the way.
Why don't you drive up to Mount
You got this. I believe in you.
Okay, Mount Spokane. You'll never forget it.
Oh.
Oh, you said it right. Last week
sorry.
you said Spokane.
Oh, yeah, I try to say Spokane now, right. Right, thank you, I forgot.
Anytime someone mentions driving up a mountain now, I just cannot help myself from thinking of you trying to go up Pikes Peak.
Oh, man, that was a bust.
I was so sad for you.
Had to turn around, we ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Did the RV roll backwards?
No, we were in Hadia's car. But going back, we did save gas.
I hate building PCs.
It's so funny to hear that, but Brent's mouth not moving. It's so funny.
Adversary 17's here, and in the Mumble Room and the live chat, like a baller coming with 5,500 sats.
Fun will now commence.
Regarding Wes's EMF question, I agree. It's on the surface. Electrons are propelled by the magnetic field, which is strongest around the exterior of the conductor, at least to my limited knowledge of electrical engineering. You are correct, adversaries. I believe you are correct. It runs along the surface.
So it wasn't D?
No.
Which one was it?
I'd forget. I think it was B, but I can't remember. Surface is the answer.
Boost in and tell us what it was.
We're not going to look back in the show notes or the chat.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, whoa, Wes.
What did he say? Oh, he's giving us the explanation.
Oh, my goodness.
Chat. Holy.
If you haven't
Westbot
joined
strikes.
the launch chat, you really should. Where can they find that?
I think we have it linked at weeklylaunch.rocks. But of course, the full guide at jupiterbroadcasting.com/Matrix. Okay, so thank you, everybody. That's all our boosts this week.
Because I'm the Wiz.
That's really got nothing to do with it. But we do appreciate everybody. Not a crazy showing, but decent. 6 of you streamed, and we collectively stacked 3,245 sats. When you combine that with our boosters, the show stacked 88,145 sats. Now, you break that down hourly, not so great, but if you love the show, you want to keep it going, you find it valuable to you and your day, send us a little boost. It's really easy to do with Fountain FM. A little secret, too, there's some pretty nice features coming very soon, so if you haven't checked it out yet, it might be a good time. Fountain FM makes it really easy because they host everything, but you heard us mention things like AlbiHub earlier. There are pathways to totally self-host as well. You can find that at podcastapps.com. You can also become a member at jupiter.party, support the whole network, and you get the bootleg version of the show, extra extended content. Thank you, everybody who supports the show. Appreciate you. Got a couple of voicemails this week, but before we get to the voicemails, Brentley has a story for us.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a JB community story that left my heart feeling all fuzzy this week. There's a little bit of background. Most of that background is probably in Linux Unplugged. Chris, you and I have been building this, like, what would you call it? Lady Jupes RV electrical system, power cooling, automation
cooling
system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you named that device yet?
I think I just did.
Oh, okay, great. And so in that process, we've been learning a ton because we didn't know anything going into this, it turns out. And I have been trying to learn about making enclosures so that we could, like, Chris,
seal it all up.
Yeah, you said this needs to be a 10-year device, and that totally changed my idea of the spaghetti mess that I put down there earlier. So I've been trying to find resources about, like, what are the best practices of people throwing some of these little tiny computers into weatherproof enclosures? Turns out that's a really hard topic to find. So I'm open to any resources anybody wants to send out. But I was sleuthing on the YouTubes, trying for actually...
See what people have done kind of thing?
Yeah. Which was very hard to find. But I did come across a video that was very useful. And in the very introduction of that video, I saw a teeny little slice of something that seemed extremely familiar to me. And it turns out the person in the video was wearing a Jupiter Broadcasting Colorado meetup.
Our people.
From 2021.
Classic.
The shirt in the introduction. And you don't see the whole thing. It's just a tiny slice. And immediately I was like, got super, I don't know, fuzzy.
Excited?
And I was like, these are my people.
Yeah.
And it turns out,
Was it a good video?
Well, after more than 10 seconds, it actually was a great video.
Oh,
and
good.
it turns out has a ton of great content on everything we're doing. So
Was this the note on the road?
Yeah.
That's Lady Jupes. Yeah. Abby was wearing that. We walked 2 miles. Well, I walked 2 miles. She walked 4 at the YMCA yesterday. She was wearing that.
Yeah, so this was David Malloway. I think I'm saying that. But doing
is so cool.
Many cool videos. I would highly suggest checking them out. And it's a nice little, like, JB community in the wild adventure.
That's great. There you go. We'll put a link in the show notes, too, so go check it out. Weeklylaunch.rocks, in case you didn't know. You're going to have a little extra time to catch up.
Hey, Launch. This is Bo in Tennessee again. Just calling in. The subject of HOAs came up last episode. I share Brent's sentiment that HOAs are mostly a way to pay for the privilege of getting annoyed often and fined occasionally.
Annoyed
but we were
often,
looking at
fined
houses recently,
occasionally.
and of course, on Zillow or Redfin, filtering out HOAs didn't want that. I found out, though, kind of a tip, counterintuitive for you, is that HOAs, that designation in the listing is sometimes used in rural and semi-rural communities to account for things that the folks in the neighborhoods pay for to keep the neighborhoods. So, for example, a road that the city is not maintaining because it's not in the city. Maybe it's in unincorporated wherever. So when I stopped filtering out HOAs, I actually found more cool semi-rural and rural properties that I was getting rid of unbeknownst to me when I started. So yeah, there's a tip for you. If you're actually looking for semi-rural and rural communities, don't filter out HOAs to start with, and you'll get some cool stuff. We're moving from Hendersonville to just outside of Hot Springs, Arkansas, on some land there. It's pretty exciting the next month or two. Anyways, y'all, have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.
Congratulations. That's
okay,
awesome.
So this HOA where the studio is has a reserve specifically for replacing these roads, and for decades they've been talking about sanctioning, right? Like charging every resident. There's like 185 of our units $1,000 or whatever to replace the roads, right? But then every time it snows, we call the city of Arlington and say, "Come plow this road," and they do. And at one point, the city of Arlington said they own this road.
Sure, yeah.
And
well, they're
so
taking care of it now.
We've been collecting money for this reserve to replace the roads in the future. I mean,
we might not be able to do it.
It is hokey.
Yeah,
it is hokey. But we are outside the city limits, and this is a problem. Sometimes we own this road. Sometimes the city does.
You know, his tip is a good one in that HOA is sometimes used to mean something besides like a bureaucratic board, but I hate HOA so much I don't want to follow his tip.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because then you're exposed to them.
Yeah.
Also, this community has a trail and a retention pond and equipment, exercise equipment on that trail, outdoor stuff.
Barely maintained.
Barely maintained, but is a cost, right? And landscapers and such. So yeah, it does pay for other things for sure.
I have to say, because I come from Canada and I'm here fairly often, HOAs was one of the culture shocks that I experienced once I really got to know how things work down here. It's weird. I don't know why you guys
don't have
do
them up
this.
there, huh?
Well, I
Not enough
don't, not in any way as prevalent as they are here.
Yeah.
I think it's gross.
It is.
I don't think you need this. People can just take care of things.
But it's not like they were created for no reason, right? There's that too. It's like they're obviously a creation of necessity, but
are they?
I don't know. Maybe.
It just sounds like you guys are disorganized. You're trying to organize and you're disorganized.
Faraday Fedora comes in with our next voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Faraday Fedora calling. Just going on the question regarding where does the RF travel on a wire. You guys have gotten your license for your radio ticket. You would know it. It's down the outside. Literally, it's a ticket from the government saying you guys are certified nerds. You should get it. But yeah, Chris, enjoy your holiday in Canada. It sounds like you're going to be here for Canada Day and have fun. We'll talk to you guys later.
I think he managed to work like a ham certification slam in there.
Yes.
Yeah. And also
Definitely.
quite a nice Canadian accent. Feels nice.
All right.
My peeps.
Well, leave us a voicemail. We need more of your calls. Again, the phone number, you can call it anytime you want, 774-462-5667. Leave us a voicemail on a future episode. Neighbors are hard, and this is one of my reoccurring series on the show, Bad Neighbors. And I don't even know what you do when this starts happening to your home.
Toilet paper or graffiti, but one Virginia neighborhood has been left puzzled after a prankster left dozens of old TV sets on people's front porches. Take a look at the bizarre video. That person is wearing a TV set while dropping off the old sets and then walking off. Pretty bizarre. Outdated boxes were found in front of more than 50 homes. Local police say it appears to be nothing more than a prank, but that the only crime committed here is illegal dumping.
I bet it's somebody's art project or something. Watch, it'll show up in a museum.
It's pretty funny because the guy has a full-fledged CRT television on his head, on his shoulders.
Gosh.
And he walks up carrying a CRT television, and you could see it like on their Ring camera, and he just drops it on the porch. And he walks off. And he did this to like 50 homes. He dropped off CRTs on their porches.
I'm picturing like the guy from Technology Connections doing this.
Neighbors are weird. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know what you're going to get.
Is there an HOA rule for that?
There probably needs to be now. Yeah, it's pretty great. If you look up like the TV prankster or something like that on YouTube, I think you might be able to find the video of it. And then if you want another bad neighbor, go look up the video of the hungry bear who came face to face with the brave dog. He was such a good boy. All right, that's it for us today. Now, no new episode next week, and maybe the week after. Keep an eye out at, I guess, jupiterbroadcasting.com/calendar, but you probably already know this. Pro tip with podcasts, you can subscribe to the feed, and then you just get new ones when we put them out. Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for joining us from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast. We all say thank you for listening, and we'll see you right back here whenever we return. Bye, everybody.